The Knights, this has been quite the revelation the past month, Gus. They've beaten the Dogs, the Tigers, the Storm, the Raiders. They're now 1 point outside the 8, and they've got a very good run home. Are they going to be playing finals footy?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. Good team. Got plenty of attacking strike power, and defensively they're getting better by the week. Their confidence is growing. I thought they were certainties to beat the Raiders last week. I said that on the podcast. I didn't even think it would be close. Yeah, I didn't even think it would be close. They weren't favourites for the game. I said it won't even be close. I said they'll be too good for the Raiders, and they were.
How good's
played
he
some
going?
really good
Dominic
football.
Young, he's on
He's on the end of a very, very good back line.
Ponga at fullback and no Origin footy. The impact that's had on this team is there to see.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the no Origin. It's just got the fact that he's playing regularly. I mean, he's missed games because of injuries and concussions and all sorts of things. Just the fact that he's on the field. He's their chief playmaker and he brings the team to life. There's no risk about that. It's a very, very good team. You know, for whatever reason earlier in the season it just wasn't going well for them, but confidence and momentum are big things in sport. Confidence, in particular confidence. When players can believe it, when they can see it, you know, it's amazing how often they can make it happen. And this is not a real hard comp. You know, when it boils down, the top sides are just way too good. The others are pretty much all even. And it just needs a couple of star players to turn up and do their job. And they can get on a really good run, which the Knights are doing. And I don't think it's going to stop. 3
of their last 5 games are at home. Dolphins, Dogs, then they've got Rabbit, Shark and Dragon to finish things off. Danny, despite all this good news, there has been a bit of talk about the coach, Adam O'Brien.
It's been a lot of talk, not just a bit of talk. I think that pretty much every coach who has a potential job somewhere has been linked to Newcastle over the last month or so. It's really quite an interesting situation. I spoke to the Knights today and they have guaranteed that Adam O'Brien will be their coach next year. I don't think they're keen on discussing any kind of contract extension at this point. And I think the thinking behind that is largely because they say, well, who else is going to be trying to sign Adam O'Brien at this stage? I don't know exactly what the issue is with O'Brien, but he does have the manager, Isaac Moses. And I don't know if Isaac Moses enjoys the easiest of relationships maybe with some of the management at Newcastle. So that could be a factor for O'Brien. But right now he's proving a lot of people wrong and doing a good job, and he could take them into the 8 and potentially in the off-season he might try and get a new deal.
It's going nicely for him at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong there.
Winning helps.
I think they give up on him too early. They really do.
It's a distraction they don't need. I suppose one positive at the moment is players aren't talking to the media, so it's not like the media can go in and ask the player, you know, what's going on with your coach. I just feel it's a distraction they don't need. And the club itself, I understand the club's got to look after the club and look at an assistant coach going forward. If they don't want him going forward, look at a new coach. But to make it public, to let it out public.
Well, that's the media making it public.
Yeah, but who let it out?
Well, I mean, your sources at the club.
Mate, the Gold Coast Titans just signed Des Hazard. No one knew about it. One day the coach is there, one day he's gone.
That's a rarity, though.
Yeah, it shouldn't. That's the way it should be. That's strong clubs. That's the way it should be.
That'd be boring.
Well, it'd be boring for us, but I mean, from a club point of view, do you think there's the stories they get in the paper about the Dogs that Gus doesn't want them there? He puts them in. If there's a story in the paper about the Dogs, you want them there. I guarantee it.
Hang on.
He knows.
You're saying Gus has got...
What are you talking about?
I said if there's a story in the paper about the Dogs, you want it there.
How many stories have been in the papers about the Dogs this year that were totally incorrect? How many? And who's apologised or been held accountable?
But all I'm saying
Zero.
is that the Newcastle Knights should not have let that out.
They can say what they like. They can say what they like. Count me the number of times they've been right. Count me the number of times they've been wrong. I just sit here and let them go. Don't interrupt your enemies when they're making mistakes. It's an old saying. Don't interrupt your enemies when they're making a mistake. Let them make mistakes. I don't care.